Pater noster, quies in celi sanctificator nomen tuum, ad veniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tuat sicut in cielo, et in... My busy heart is soon!
Out of here!
My busy not gonna die!
Out of my sight! Out of my... God, help me. Betty, dear child, Betty, won't you wake? Would you open up your eyes, Betty, please?
Uncle, Susanna Walcott's here from Dr. Griggs.
Oh, the doctor. Let her come. Let her come.
Come in, Susanna.
What does the doctor say, child?
Dr. Griggs, he bid me come and tell you, Reverend Sir, that he cannot discover no medicine for it in his books.
Then he must search on.
Aye, sir. He's been searching his books since he left you, but he bid me tell you might look to unnatural things for the cause of it.
No, there be no unnatural causes here. Let him put out all thought of unnatural causes and look only to medicine. There be none.
Aye, sir. He bid me tell you.
Speak nothing of it in the village, Susanna.
Go directly home and speak nothing of unnatural causes.
Aye, sir. I pray for her.
Uncle, the rumor of witchcraft is all about. I think you best go down and deny it yourself. The parlor's packed with people, sir. I'll sit with her.
And what shall I say to them? That my daughter and my niece are discovered dancing like heathen in the forest?
Uncle, we did dance. Let you tell them I confessed it. But they're speaking of witchcraft. Betty is not witch.
Abigail, I cannot go before the congregation when I know you have not opened with me. What did you do with her in the forest?
He did dance, Uncle. And when you leaped out of the bush so suddenly, but he was frightened, and then she fainted. And there's the whole...
Child, sit you down.
I would never hurt Betty.
Now look you, child. I have no desire to punish you. That will come in its time. But if you traffic with spirits in the forest, I must know of it, for surely my enemies will, and they will ruin me with it.
But we never conjured spirits.
Then why can she not move herself since midnight? This child is desperate and must come out. My enemies will bring it out. You do understand I have many enemies, Abigail.
I know it, Uncle.
There's a faction sworn to drive me from my pulpit. Do you understand that?
I think so, sir.
Now then, in the midst of such disruption, my own household is discovered to be the very center of some obscene practice. Abominations are done in the forest.
It were only sport, Uncle.
When I came on you, I saw Tituba waving his arms over the fire. Why was he doing that? And I heard a screeching and gibberish coming from his mouth.
He always sings his songs, and we dance.
I cannot blink what I saw, Abigail, for my enemies will not blink it. I saw a dress lying in the grass.
A dress?
Aye, a dress, and I thought I saw someone naked running through the trees.
No one was naked. You mistake yourself, Uncle.
I saw it. Now tell me true, Abigail, for my ministry's at stake. My ministry and perhaps your cousin's life. Give me all of what you have done there, for I dare not be taken unaware when I go before them down there.
There is nothing more. I swear it, Uncle.
Abigail, I have fought 3 long years to bend these stiff-necked people to me. And just when there must be some good respect for me in the village, you compromise my very character. I have given you a home, child. I have put clothes on your back. Now give me upright answer. Your name in the town, it is entirely white, is it not?
Why, I'm sure it is. There be no blush about my name.
Abigail, is there any reason other than what you have told me for Goody Proctor discharging you? It has troubled me that you are now 7 months out of their home and no one has ever called on you for your service.
They want slaves, not such as I. Let them send to Barbados for that. I will not black my face for any of them.
No, it's not having one right now. Goody Putnam, come in.
It is a marvelous surely struck of hell upon you.
No, it is not.
How high? How high did she fly?
No, she never flew.
Why, it's sure she did. Mr. Collins saw her going over Ignisfield's barn and come down light as a bird, he says.
Now look you, Goody Ann, she never... Good morning, Mr. Putnam.
It is a providence. The thing is out now. It is a providence.
What's out, sir?
Why, her eyes are closed. Look you, Anne.
Why, that's strange. Ours is open.
Your little Ruth is sick?
I'd not call it sick. The devil's touch be heavier than sick. It'd be death, you know. Death driving into them fork and hooves.
Pray not. Why, how does your child ail?
She ails as she must. She did not wake this morning, but her eyes open. She sees not, hears not, and cannot eat. Her soul is taken surely.
They say you've sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly.
A precaution only. Mr. Hale is educated in the demonic arts, and I'm not.
He is indeed, and found a witch in Beverly last year. Let you remember that.
Now, Goody Ann, they only thought that we're a witch, and I'm certain there be no element of witchcraft
No
here.
witchcraft. Now look you, Mr. Harris.
Thomas, I pray you, leap not to witchcraft. I know you least of all, Thomas, would ever wish so disastrous a charge laid upon me. But you cannot leap to witchcraft. They will howl me out of Salem for such corruption in my house.
Now look you, Mr. Paris. I have taken your part in all contention here, and I will continue to do so. But I cannot if you hold back on this.
There are harmful, vengeful spirits laying hands on these children.
Thomas, you cannot
And tell Mr. Paris what you've done.
Reverend Paris, I have laid 7 babies unbaptized in this earth. And believe me, sir, you never saw more hardy babies born. And yet each would wither in my arms the very night of their birth. I have spoken nothing on it, but my heart has clamored intimations. And now my Ruth, my only, I see her turning strange. A secret child she's become this year, and shrivels as if a sucking mouth were pulling on her life too. So I thought to send her to your Titubo.
Titubo? What may Titubo do?
Titubo knows how to speak to the dead, Mr. Paris.
Goody Ann, it is a formidable sin to conjure up the dead.
I take it upon my soul, but who else may surely tell us what person murdered my baby?
Woman!
They were murdered, Mr. Paris, and mark this proof, mark it. Last night my Ruth were ever so close to their little spirits. For how else is she struck dumb now except for some power of darkness should stop her mouth? Some marvelous sign.
Don't you understand it, sir? There is a murdering witch among us, bound to keep herself in the dark. Let your enemies make of it what they will. You cannot blink it more.
Then you were conjuring spirits last night.
Not I, sir. Titubo and Ruth.
Now I am undone.
You are not undone. Let you take hold here. Wait for no one to charge you. Declare it yourself. You have discovered witchcraft.
In my house? In my house, Thomas, they will topple me with this. They will make of it an example.
Your pardons? I'm about to see how Betty is.
Why aren't you home? Who's with Ruth?
Her grandmother come. She's improved a little, I think. She gave a powerful sneeze before. Here's a sign, what? I fear no more, Betty Putnam. It were a grand sneeze. Another one like it, it'll shake your wits together, I'm sure.
Would you leave me now, Thomas? I would like to pray a while alone.
Uncle, you've prayed since midnight. Why do you not go down and get some rest?
No. I will wait for Mr. Hale to arrive.
Now look you, Mr. Paris. Let you strike out against the devil, and the village will bless you for it. Come down. Speak to them. They're thirsting for your word, mister. Surely you'll pray with them.
I have no stomach for disputation this morning. I will lead them in a psalm, but speak nothing of witchcraft. The cause is yet unknown. I will not speak on it more. I've had enough contention since I came. I want no more.
Mercy, you go to Ruth, did you hear?
Aye, Mom.
If she starts for the window, cry for me at once.
Yes, Uncle.
There's a terrible power in her arms today.
How is Ruth sick?
It's weirdish, I know not. She seems to walk like a dead one since last night.
Betty? Now stop this, Betty. Sit up, now!
Have you tried beating her? I gave her the good one and waked you for a minute. Here, let me have it her.
No! You'll be coming up. Now look you, if they be questioning us, you tell them we danced. I told them as much already.
And what more?
He saw you naked.
Oh, Jesus! What do we do? The whole village is out! I just come from the farm. The whole country is talking witchcraft. But they calling us witches, Abby! They'll be calling us witches, Abby! She means to tell. I know it.
Abby, we've got to tell. Witchery is a hanging error. A hanging like they did in Boston 2 years ago. We must tell the truth, Abby. We'll only be up for dancing and the other things.
Oh, we'll be whipped.
I never done none of it, Abby. I only looked.
Oh, you're a great one for looking. Aren't you, Mary Warren?
Betty.
Betty? Now, Betty, dear, wake up now. It's Abigail. I'll beat you, Betty. My, you seem improving. I talked to your papa and I told him everything, so there's nothing.
I want my mama.
What ails you, Betty? Your mama's dead and buried!
Then I'll fly to mama.
Let me fly! I told him. He knows now. He knows everything
You
we
drank
did.
blood, Abby! You drank blood!
Betty, you will never
You
say that
did, you
again.
did! You drank a charm to kill John Proctor's wife! You drank a charm to kill Goody Proctor!
Shut it! Now shut it! Now look you! All of you. We danced. And Titubo conjured with Putnam sisters. And that is all. And mark this! Let either of you breathe a word or the edge of a word about the other things, and I will come to you in the black of some terrible night, and I will bring a pointy reckoning that will shatter you! And you know I can do it. I saw Indians smash my dear parents' heads on a pillow next to mine. And I have seen some rich work done at night, and I can make you wish you had never seen the sun go down. Now you sit up and stop this! Ah!
What's got her, Abby? She's going to die!
I'm just going home, Mr. Proctor.
Be you foolish? Mary Warren, be you deaf? I forbid you to leave the house, did I not? Why shall I even pay you? I'm looking for you more often than my cows.
I've only come to see the great
show you a great doing on your ass one of these days. Get home! My wife is waiting with your work.
I'd best be off now. I have my Ruth to watch. Good morning, Mr. Proctor.
She's gone slow somehow. She'll come out of it.
So she flies, eh? Where are her wings?
Oh, John, sure you're not believing she flies.
The road past my house is a pilgrimage to Salem all morning. The town is mumbling witchcraft.
Oh, Posh, we were dancing in the woods last night and my uncle leaped in on us. She took fright is all.
Dancing by moonlight. You'll be clapped in the stocks before you're 20.
Give me a word, John. A soft word.
No. I've not come for that.
You come 5 miles to see a silly girl fly.
I come to see what mischief your uncle's brewing. Put it out of mind, Abby.
John, I'm waiting for you every night.
I'll not be coming for you more, Abby. Put it out of mind.
You're surely sporting with
You
me.
know me better.
I know how you clutched my back behind your house and sweated like a stallion whenever I come near. I saw your face when she put me out. You loved me then and you do now.
That is a wild thing to say, Abby.
A wild thing? They say wild things? I have seen you since she put me out. I have seen you nights.
Abby, I have hardly stepped off my farm this 7 month.
I have a sense for heat, John, and yours has drawn me to my window. Do you tell me you've never looked up at my window?
Perhaps I have.
I know you, John. I know you. I cannot sleep for dreaming. I cannot dream, but I wake and walk about the house as I find
Child!
How do you call me child?
I may think of you softly from time to time, but I will cut off my hand before I reach for you again. Put it out of mind, Abby. We never touched.
But
we did not.
Oh, I marvel how such a strong man may let such a sickly...
You will not speak of Elizabeth!
She is blackening my name in the village. She is telling lies about me. She is a cold, sniveling woman, and you beg to her like you took...
Did you look for a whipping?
I look for the John Proctor that put knowledge in my heart. I never knew what pretense Salem was. I never knew the lying games taught by all these Christian women and their covenanted men. And now you bid me tear the light right out of my eyes? I will not. I cannot. John, you love me, and whatever sin it is, you love me yet. John, pity me! Pity me! Ah!
What are you doing now? No, that's a particular sign of witchcraft. A particular sign.
In the name of the Lord.
Rebecca, come to her. We're lost. Suddenly she cannot bear to hear the Lord's name. There is hard sickness here, child. So please to keep you quiet.
I have not said a word. None of you here can testify I've said a word. Well, is she gonna fly? I hear she flies.
Man, be quiet now.
What have you done? Pray, calm yourself. I have 11 children, and I'm 26 times a grandma. And I've seen them all through their silly seasons. And when I come on them, they will run the double bow-legged, keeping up with their mischief. I think she'll wake when she tires of it. A child's spirit is like a child. You can never catch it by running after it. You must stand still, and for love itself, it'll come back to you.
Aye, that's the truth of it, Rebecca.
This is no silly season, Rebecca. My Ruth is bewildered, Rebecca. She cannot eat. Perhaps she is not hungered yet. Mr. Paris, I hope you're not decided to go in search of loose spirits. I hear talk of that outside.
A wide opinion's running through the parish that the devil may be among us, and I would satisfy them that they're wrong.
Well, then let you come out and call them wrong. Are you our minister or Mr. Hale? Did you consult the wardens of the church before you called this man to look for devils?
He's not coming to look for devils.
Well, then what's he coming for?
There be children dying in the village, mister.
Well, I see none dying.
Pray, John, be calm. Mr. Paris, I think it'd be best if you send Reverend Hale back as soon as he comes. It'll set the society in argument, and we promised each other peace this year. We ought to rely on Dr. Griggs now, and good prayer.
Rebecca, the doctor's baffled.
If so he is, let us go to God for the source of it. There's prodigious danger in seeking loose spirits. I fear it. Let us rather blame ourselves.
Blame ourselves? I am one of 9 sons. The Putnam seed have peopled this province, and yet I have but one child left of 8, and now she shrivels.
I cannot fathom that. You think it be God's work that you should never lose a child nor a grandchild, but I bury all but one?
When Reverend Hale comes, we will proceed to look for signs of
You
witchcraft.
cannot command, Mr. Paris. We vote by name in this society, not by age.
I don't think I've seen you so worried on society. I don't think I've seen him at Sabbath meetings since snow flew.
I find it hard enough. Within I come 5 miles to hear him preach only hellfire and bloody damnation. There are many that avoid the church these days because he hardly ever mentioned God anymore.
Why, that's a drastic charge.
It's somewhat true. Many quail to bring their children.
It's not the children that I preach for, Rebecca. It is not the children who are unmindful of their obligations to this ministry. Where's my wood? My contract provides I be supplied with all my firewood. I've been waiting since November for a stick, and even in November I had to show my frostbitten hands like some London beggar.
You are allowed 6 pounds a year to buy your wood, Mr. Paris.
I'm paid little enough that I spend £6 a year on firewood. The salary is £66, Mr. Proctor, and I'll have you know I'm not some farmer with a book under my arm. I'm a graduate of Harvard College.
And a well-instructed in mathematics.
You will look far for a man of my kind at £60 a year, Mr. Corey. I'm not used to this poverty. I left a thrifty business in the Barbados to serve the Lord. I do not fathom it. Why am I persecuted here? I cannot offer up one proposition without there be a howling riot of argument. Sometimes I think the devil may be in it somewhere. I cannot understand you people otherwise.
Mr. Paris, you are the first minister ever to demand the deed to this house.
I am your third preacher in 7 years. I do not wish to be put out like the cat whenever some majority feels the whim. You people seem not to comprehend that the minister is the Lord's man in the parish, and that the minister is not to be so lightly crossed and contradicted.
Aye.
There will either be obedience or the church will burn like hell is
Can
burned.
you not speak 1 minute without we land in hell again? I am sick of hell.
It is not for you to decide what is good for you to hear.
I may speak my heart, I think.
What are we, Quakers? We're not Quakers here yet, John Proctor, and you can tell that to your followers.
My followers?
Aye. There is a faction and a party in this parish. I am not blind.
Against you?
Against him in all authority.
Why, then I must find this party and join it.
It does not mean that.
I mean it solemnly, Rebecca. I like not the smell of this authority. I have a crop to sow and lumber to drag home. He says there's a party, Giles. What do you say? Let's find that party.
I've changed my opinion of this man. Mr. Paris, I never knew you had so much iron in you.
Why, thank you,
It
Giles.
suggests to the mind what trouble be among us this year. Why, is everyone suing everyone else? I have been 6 times in the court this past year.
Be it the devil's fault that a man cannot say good morning to you without you clap him for defamation? You're old, Giles, and you're not hearing as well as you did.
John Proctor, I have only last month paid 6 pound damages for you publicly saying I burnt the roof of your house.
I never said no such thing, but I paid you for it, so I hope I may call you deaf without charge. Now come along, Giles, and help me drag my lumber home.
I'll be damned first.
A moment, Mr. Proctor. What lumber is it that you're dragging home, if I may ask?
My lumber from out my forest by the
Why,
riverside.
we have surely gone wild this year. What anarchy is this? That tract is in my bounds. It's in my bounds, Mr.
In
Proctor.
your bounds. I bought that tract from Goody Nurse's husband 5 months ago.
He had no right to sell it. It states clear in my grandfather's will that the
Your
land
grandfather
between-
had a habit of willing land that never belonged to him, if I may say it plain.
That's God's truth. He nearly willed away my north pasture, but he knew I'd break his fingers before he set his name to it. Come on, John. I feel a sudden urge to work coming on.
You load one oak of mine and you'll fight to drag it home.
And we'll win. This fool and I. Come on.
I'll have my men on you, Corey. I'll clap a writ on you.
Where you someone take these?
Mr. Hale, it's good to see you again.
Aye, this is heavy. Well, it must be. It is loaded with authority.
Well, you certainly do come prepared.
We must look to hard study if we are to find the old boy. You cannot be Rebecca Nurse.
I am. Do you know me?
It is strange how I know you, but I suppose you look as a good soul should. We have all heard of your great deeds in Beverly.
Do you know this gentleman? This is Thomas Putnam and his good wife, Anne.
Mr. Putnam, I had not expected such prestigious company.
I'm afraid he doesn't help us today, sir. We come to you to save our child.
Your child ails too?
Her soul seems flown away. She sleeps in as she walks.
She cannot eat.
Cannot eat. Do you men also have afflicted children?
No, this is John Proctor
You
and
don't believe in witches.
I never spoke one way or another on witches. Will you come, Giles?
No. John, I have a few queer questions of my own to ask this fellow.
I hear you be a sensible man, Mr. Hale. I hope you will leave some of it in Salem.
Would you look at my daughter, sir? She have tried to fly. We found her on the high road, waving her arms as though she would fly.
Tries to fly?
She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name. That's a sure sign of witchcraft afoot.
No. Now let me instruct you. We cannot look to superstition in this. The devil is precise. The marks of his presence are as definite as stone, and we must look only for the proper signs and judge nothing beforehand. And I must tell you, I will not proceed unless you are prepared to believe me if I find no trace of hell in this.
It is agreed, sir. It is agreed. We'll abide by your judgment.
Good then. What were your first warning of this strangeness?
Well, I found her and my niece Abigail and 10 or 12 of the other girls dancing in the forest.
You permit dancing?
No, it were secret.
Mr. Paris's slave has knowledge of conjuring, sir.
Now, Goody Ann, we cannot be sure of that.
I am sure of it, for I sent my child. She should learn from Titubo, who murdered her sisters.
Goody Ann, you sent a child to conjure up the dead.
Let God blame me, Rebecca, not you. I'll not have you judging me anymore. Mr. Hale, is it natural to lose 7 babies before they live a day?
7 dead in childbirth.
Aye.
What book is that?
What's there, sir?
Here is all the invisible world, caught, defined, and calculated. In these books, the devil stands stripped of all his brute disguises. Here we have your incubi and succubi, your witches that go by land, by sea, and by air, your wizards of the day and of the night. But have no fear now. I mean to find him if he has come among us, and I mean to crush him utterly if he has shown his face.
Will it hurt the child, sir?
I cannot tell. If she's truly in the devil's grip, then we may have to rip and tear to get her free.
Then I'll go. I'm getting too old for this.
Wait, Rebecca, we may open the boil for all of our troubles today.
I go to God for you, sir.
I hope you do not mean we go to Satan here.
I wish I knew.
Come, sit you down, Mr. Hale.
Mr. Hale, I've always wanted to ask a learned man. What signifies the reading of strange books?
What books?
I know not. She hides them.
Who does this?
Martha, my wife. I've waked many nights and seen her reading books. Now what do you make of that?
Well, that's not
It
necessarily...
discomfits me. Last night, last night, I tried and could not say my prayers. But then, she closed her book, leaves my house, and then I could say my prayer again.
Stoppage of prayer. That is interesting. I'd like to speak with you further on that.
I'm not saying she's touched by the devil. I would just like to know what she reads and why she hides them.
Aye, and we'll discuss it. Now hear me. If the devil is truly in her, you'll witness some frightful wonders here tonight. So I pray you, keep your wits about you. Mr. Putnam, stand close in case she flies. Sit you up, Betty. Can you hear me? I am John Hale, minister in Beverly. Do you know my 2 little girls in Beverly?
How can it be the devil? Why would he choose my house to strike?
What victory would the devil have to win over a soul already had? It is the best he wants, and who is better than the minister?
That's deep, Mr. Paris. Deep.
What ails you, child? It need not be a woman, mind you, or a man. Perhaps some bird comes to you, invisible to others. Perhaps a pig or any beast at all. What spirit bids you to fly? In nomine Domini in Sabuth, sui filique ad infernos. Abigail, what sort of dancing were you doing in the forest?
Why, common dancing is all.
I think I ought to say that I found a kettle in the grass when I came on them.
That's where only soup.
Soup? What sort of soup were in this kettle, Abigail?
Why, it were beans and lentils. I think it's some
Mr.
other...
Paris, when you saw this soup, were there any living things in it? A mouse, perhaps, a spider, a frog?
That frog jumped in. We never put it in.
A frog, Abby.
We never put it in!
Abigail, maybe your cousin is dying. Did you summon the devil last night?
I never called him. Titubo called him.
He called the devil.
I should like to speak with Titubo.
Goody Ann, would you bring him up?
How did he call him?
I know not. He spoke his own tongue.
When he called him, did you feel any strangeness? A cold wind, a trembling below the ground?
I didn't see no devil. Betty! Wake up, Betty!
You cannot evade me, Abigail. Did your cousin drink any of the brew in that kettle?
She never drank it.
Did you drink it?
No, sir.
Did Titubo ask you to drink it?
He tried, but I refused.
Why are you concealing? Have you sold yourself to Lucifer?
I never sold myself. I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl. I did drink of the kettle. He made me do it. He made Betty do it.
Abby!
He makes me drink blood.
Blood!
My baby's blood?
No! Chicken blood! I give her chicken blood.
Have you enlisted these children for the devil?
No, I don't truck with no devil.
Then why could you not wait? Are you silencing this child?
I love me, Betty!
You have sent your spirit out, have you not? Are you
He
gathering
sent
souls
his
for the
spirit on me
devil?
in church. He make me laugh at prayer.
She have often laughed at prayer.
He comes to me every night to go and drink blood.
You beg me make conjure, Abby. She begged me make
I'll
charge.
tell you something. He comes to me while I sleep, always making me drink corruptions. Sometimes I wake and find myself standing in the open doorway, not a stitch of clothes on my body. And then I hear him laughing and singing his songs, tempting me with the devil.
Mr. Everett, I have no power over these
You
children,
most
sir.
certainly do, and you will lose her from it now. When did you compact with the devil?
I don't compact with no devil.
You will confess yourself, or I'll take you out and whip you to your death.
This man must be hanged. He must be taken and hanged. No. Don't hang Titubo. I told him I don't desire to work for him no more.
Who? The devil? Now, Titubo, I know when we bind ourselves to hell, it is very hard to break free entirely. We are going to help you. You would be a good Christian, would you not?
Aye, a good Christian man.
And you love these little children.
Aye, I don't desire to hurt them.
And you love God, Titubo.
I love God with all of my being.
Now in God's holy name.
Bless him. Bless him.
And to his glory.
Bless him. Bless God, his eternal glory.
Open yourself, Titubo. Open yourself and let God's holy light shine on you.
Oh, God bless.
When the devil comes, who comes with him? Someone you know. Someone from the village.
Was it man or woman come with him?
Sarah Good. Did you see Sarah Good with the devil or Osborne?
Was a woman.
A woman?
Aye.
What woman?
Well, it was black dark and I couldn't
You
see.
could see him, why could you not see her?
They was always dancing and singing their songs and carrying on.
You mean out of Salem? Salem witches?
Aye, sir. I believe so, yes.
Now, Titubo, you must have no fear to tell us who they are. We will protect you. The devil can never overcome a minister. You know that.
Aye, sir, I do.
You have confessed yourself to witchcraft, and that shows a wish to come to heaven's side. We will bless you, Titubo.
Oh, God bless you, Mr. Hale.
You are God's instrument, put in our hands to help us weed out the devil's agents among us. You are selected, Titubo. You are chosen to help us cleanse our village. So speak utterly, Titubo. Speak utterly, and God will protect you.
God protect Titubo.
When the devil comes, how many come with him? 2, 3, 4. How many?
4.
Who?
I saw 4.
Who? Their names. Give us their names.
Oh, how he bid me to kill you, Mr. Paris.
Kill me?
Aye. He said Mr. Paris is no good man. Mr. Paris is a mean man and no gentleman. And he begged me rise out of my bed and cut your throat. And I say, no! I don't want to hurt that man. I don't wish to kill that man. And he said, you work for me, Titubo, and I make you free. And I give you a coat to wear. And I put you way high up in the air. And I'm going to fly you back home. And I say, you lie, devil, you lie. And one stormy night he come to me and he say, Titubo, look, I have people belonging to me. And I look, and I saw Goody Good.
Sarah Good.
I, sir, and Goody Osborne too.
I knew it. Goody Osborne wrote midwife to me 3 times. I begged you, Thomas, did I not? I begged you not to call her because I feared her. My baby's always shriveled in her hand.
You must give us all their names, Titubo. Look at them. Look at their God-given innocence. Their souls are so tender. We must protect them. The devil is out and is preying on them like a beast on the flesh of pure lamb. God will bless you, Titubo.
I want to open myself! I want the light of God! I want the sweet love of Jesus! I danced for the devil! I saw him! I wrote in his book. I go back to Jesus. I kiss his hand. I saw Sarah Good with the devil. I saw Goody Osborne with the devil. I saw Bridget Bishop with the devil.
I saw George Jacobs with the devil. I saw Goody Howe with the devil.
She speaks.
I saw Goody Sailor with the devil. I saw Goody Hawkins with the devil. I saw Mr. Barton with the devil. I saw Goody Franklin with the devil.
What keeps you so late? It's almost dark.
We're planting far out on the forest edge.
Oh, you're done then.
Aye. The farm is seated. Are the boys asleep?
They will be soon.
Pray now for a fair summer.
Aye.
Are you well today?
I am. It is a rabbit.
Oh, from Jonathan's trap.
No. She walked in this afternoon. I found her sitting in the corner like she'd come to visit.
Well, that's a good sign walking in.
Pray God. It hurt my heart to strip her.
Well, it is well seasoned.
I took great care. She's tender.
Aye. I think we'll see green fields beneath the clouds soon. It's warm as blood.
That's well.
If the crop is good, I'll buy George Jacobs' heifer. How would that please you?
Aye, it would.
I mean to please you, Elizabeth.
I know it, John.
Cider?
Aye.
This farm is a continent when you go foot by foot dropping seeds in it.
It must be.
On Sunday, let you walk with me. We'll walk the farm together. I've never seen such a load of flowers on the earth. Massachusetts is a beauty in the spring.
Aye, it is.
I think you're sad again. Are you?
You come so late. I thought you'd gone to Salem this afternoon.
I have no business in Salem.
You did speak of going earlier this week.
Well, I thought better of it since.
Mary Warren's there today.
You heard me forbid her to leave the house. Why did you let her?
I couldn't stop her.
It is a fault, Elizabeth. You are the mistress here, not Mary Warren.
She frightened all my strength
How
away.
may that mouse frighten you, Elizabeth?
It is no mouse no more. I forbid her go, and she raise her chin and speak to me like the daughter of a prince and say,
I must go to Salem today, Goody Proctor. I'm an official of the court.
Court? What court?
Aye, it is a proper court they have now, John. They brought 4 judges out of Boston, she says, weighty magistrate of the general court, and at the head sits the deputy governor of the province.
She's gone mad.
I would to God she were. There be 14 people in the jail now, John, and they'll be tried. And the court have the power to hang too, she says.
Never hang.
The deputy governor promised hanging if they'll not confess. The town's gone wild. And Mary Warren speak of Abigail, as though she were some saint. To hear her, she brings the other girls into court, and where they walk, the people will part like the sea for Israel. And folks are brought before them, and if Abigail scream and howl and fall to the floor, they're clapped in the jail for bewitching her.
It's a black mischief.
I think you must go to Salem, John. You must tell them that it's a fraud.
Aye, it is surely.
God forbid you keep this from them, John. I think they must be told.
Aye, they must. It is a wonder that you believe her.
Let you go to Ezra Cheever. She knows you. Tell her what Abigail told you at Uncle's house last week. She did say it had naught to do with witchcraft, did she not?
Aye, she did.
You cannot keep it.
I'll think on it.
You cannot keep this, John.
I say I will think on it.
Good then. Let you think on it.
I only wonder if I will be credited in such a court. If Abigail is a saint now, I think it's hard to prove she is a fraud. She told it to me in a room alone. I have no proof for it.
You were alone with her?
For a moment alone.
Then it is not as you told me.
For a moment, I say. The others came in soon after.
Do as you wish then.
I'll not have your suspicion anymore.
I
will not have it.
Then let you not earn it.
You doubt me yet?
John, if it were not Abigail that you go to hurt now, would you falter then? I think not.
Now look, you Elizabeth.
I see what I see, John.
I have good reason to think before I go and charge fraud on Abigail, and I will think on it. Let you look sometimes for your own improvement before you go and judge me anymore. I have forgotten Abigail.
And
spare me. You forget nothing and forgive nothing. Learn charity. I have gone tiptoe in this house all 7 months since you have left. I have not moved from there to there without I think to please you. And yet an everlasting funeral marches around your heart. I am constantly judged as though I come into a court when I come into this house.
You are not open with me, John.
I will plead my honesty no more, Elizabeth.
John, I am
no more. I should have roared you down when first you told me your suspicion, but I wilted. And like a Christian, I confessed. Some dream I had must have mistaken you for God that day, Elizabeth, but you're not. And let you remember it. Let you look sometimes for the goodness in me and judge me not.
I do not judge you, John. The magistrate that sits in your heart judges you. I never thought you but a good man, only somewhat bewildered.
Oh, Elizabeth, your justice would freeze fear. Mary, how do you go to Salem when I forbid it? Do you mock me? I will whip you if you dare leave this house again.
I am sick, Mr. Proctor. Pray, hurt me not. My insides are all shuddering. I'm the proceedings all day, sir.
The proceedings? And when will you proceed to keep this house as you are paid £9 a year to do, with my wife not wholly well?
I made a gift for you today, Goody Proctor. I just sit long hours in a chair and pass the time with sewing.
Why, thank you, it is a fair puppet.
We must all love each other now, Goody Proctor.
Indeed we must.
I'll get up early in the morning and sleep and clean the house. I must sleep now.
Mary, is it true that there be 14 women in the jail?
No, sir, there be 39 now.
Why, she's weeping. What ails you, child?
Goody Osborne. Well, hang!
Hang, you say?
The deputy governor will permit it. He sentenced her. He must. But not Sarah Good, for Sarah Good confessed, you see.
Confessed to what?
That she sometimes made a compact with Lucifer, and put her name in his black book with her blood, and bound herself to torment Christians till God's thrown down. We must worship hell forevermore.
Mary, you know what a jabber she is.
Mr. Proctor, enough in court, you choke us all to death.
her spirit out.
Mary, surely.
She tried to kill me many times, Goody Proctor.
You never mentioned that before.
I never knew it before. I never knew anything before. When she comes to this court, I say to myself, I must not accuse this woman, for she sleeps in ditches and so very old and poor. But then she sit there, denying, and I feel a misty coldness climbing up my back, and the skin of my skull begin to creep. I feel a clamor on my neck, and I cannot breathe air. And then I hear a voice, a screaming voice, and even my voice, and all at once I remembered everything she'd done to me.
What did she do to you?
So many times, Mr. Proctor, she comes to this very door, begging bread and a cup of cider, and mark this. Whenever I turned her away empty, she mumbled.
Mumbled? She may mumble hungry.
But what does she mumble? You must remember, Goody Proctor, last month, on Monday, I think, she turned away and I thought my guts would burst for 2 days after. Do you remember it?
Why, I think I do, but...
And so I told it to Judge Hathorne, and he asked her so.
Goody good.
Says he.
What cursed you mumbled that these girls fall sick when you turn away?
And then she replies.
Why, Your Excellency, no curse at all. I only say my commands. I hope I may say my commandments.
Says she.
And that's an upright answer.
Aye, but then Judge Hathorne say.
Then let you recite your commandments.
And of all the 10, she could not say a single one. She never knew no commandments. They had her to flat lie.
So he condemned her?
Why, they must when she condemned herself.
But the proof, Mary, the proof.
I told you the proof. It's hard proof, hard as a rock, the judge has said.
You will not go to that court again, Mary Warren.
I must tell you, sir, I will be gone every day now. I'm amazed you do not see what weighty work you do.
What work you do? Well, it is strange work for a Christian girl to hang old women.
But Mr. Proctor, they will not hang them if they confess. Sarah Good will only sit in jail for some time. And here's a marvel for you. Think on this. Goody Good is pregnant.
Pregnant? Are they mad? That woman's near to 60.
They had Dr. Griggs examine her and she's full to the brim. And smoking a pipe all these years and no husband either. But be that not a marvel? You must see it, sir. It's God's work we do. So I will be gone every day now for some time. I'm an official of the court, they say.
Official you!
I'll not stand with me anymore! But that was good!
I will whip the devil out of you!
Flagging! I saved your life today!
I am accused?
You are somewhat mentioned. But I said never seen no sign, never sent your spirit out to hurt no one. And seeing I do live so closely with you, they dismissed it.
Who accused me?
I am bound by law, I cannot tell it. I hope you don't be so sarcastical no more. 4 judges and the king's deputies sat to dinner with us but an hour ago. I would have you speak civilly to me from this out.
Go to bed.
I'll be going to bed. No more, Mr. Proctor! I am 18 and a woman, however, single.
Do you wish to sit up? Then sit up.
I wish to go to bed.
Good night then.
Good night.
The noose.
There will be no noose.
What if tomorrow she'll cry me out until they take me, John?
Dismissed it. You heard her
I
say.
knew all week it would come to this.
Sit you down, Elizabeth.
She wants me dead,
I
John.
say
You know
sit
it.
down. We must be wise, Elizabeth.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
I will find Ezra Cheever. I'll tell her she said it were all sports.
John, with so many in court, more that is needed now, grant me this. Go to Abigail.
What have I to say to Abigail?
Grant me this, John. You have a faulty understanding of young girls. A promise is made in any bed.
What promise?
Spoke or silent, a promise is surely made. And she may dote on it now. I'm sure she does. And thinks to kill me, then to take my place at hers. Her dearest hope, John, I know it. There'd be a danger in calling such a name. Why does she call mine? There'd be 1,000 names. I'm no goody good that sleeps in ditches, nor Osborne drunken half-witted. She dare not call out such a farmer's wife, but there'd be monstrous profit in it. She thinks to take my place,
She
John.
cannot think it, Elizabeth.
John, have you ever shown her somewhat of contempt? She will not pass you in the court, but you will blush.
I may blush for my
I
sin.
see another meaning of that blush.
And what see you? What see you, Elizabeth?
I think you be ashamed, for I am there, and she is so close.
When will you know me, woman? Were I stone, I would have cracked for shame this 7 month.
Then go and tell her she's a whore. Whatever promise she may sense, John, break it.
Good then, I'll go.
How unwilling.
I will curse her, hotter than the oldest cinder in hell. Fear not, but begrudge me not by my anger.
Your anger, I only ask.
Do you think me base? Do you truly think me base?
I never called
Then
you.
how do you charge me with such a promise? The promise that a stallion gives a mare I gave that girl.
Then why do you anger with me when I bid you break
Because
it?
it speaks deceit, and I am honest. But I will plead my honesty no more. I see now that your spirit twists around the single error of my life, and I will never tear it free.
You'll tear it free. When you come to know that I will be your wife or no wife at all. She has an error in you yet, John Proctor, and you know it well.
Good evening.
Oh, Mr. Hale, come in.
I hope I don't startle you.
No, it's just that we did not hear you.
You're Goodwife Proctor?
Aye, Elizabeth.
I hope you're not off to bed yet.
No, we are not used to visitors after dark, but you are welcome. Sit you down, sir.
I will. Let you sit goodbye, Proctor.
Will you drink cider?
No. It repels my stomach. I have further traveling yet to do tonight. I will not keep you long, but I do have some business with you.
Business of the court?
No, I come of my own, without the court's authority. Hear me, I know not if you're aware, but your wife's name is mentioned somewhat in the court.
Aye, we know it. Our Mary Warren told us. We are entirely amazed.
I am a stranger here, as you know, and in my ignorance I find it hard to draw a clear opinion of those that come accused before the court. So this afternoon, and now tonight, I go from house to house. I come just now from Rebecca Nurse's house.
Rebecca's charged?
God forbid such a one be charged. She is, however, mentioned somewhat.
You cannot believe that Rebecca trafficked with the devil.
Woman, it is possible.
Surely you cannot think it.
Man, you may no longer doubt that the powers of dark are gathered in a monstrous attack upon this village. There's too much evidence to deny it.
I find it hard to believe that after 70 years of good prayer, she secretly be a devil's bitch.
Aye, but the devil is a wily one. You cannot deny it. I thought, sir, to put some questions to the Christian character of your house, if you'll permit me.
We have no fear of questions.
Good then. In Mr. Parris's book of record, I note that you were strangely absent from Sabbath meeting.
You are mistaken, sir.
Only 23 times in 17 months, sir. I must call that rare.
I never thought I would have to answer to that man, sir. My wife were sick this winter.
So I am told. But you, sir, why could you not come alone?
I surely did, when I could. And when I could not, I prayed in this house.
Man, your house is not a church. Your theology must tell you that.
Aye, it does. It also tells me that a minister may pray to God without he have golden candlesticks upon the altar.
What golden candlesticks?
In the church, sir, there were always pewter candlesticks. Francis Nurse made them, and never a sweeter hand touched the metal. But then Paris came, and for 20 weeks he preached nothing but golden candlesticks until he have them. When I look up and I see my money glaring at his elbows, it hurt my prayer, sir. It hurt my prayer. I think sometimes he dreams cathedrals instead of clappered meeting houses.
And yet, mister, on Sabbath day, a Christian must be in church. Tell me, you have 3 children?
Aye, boys.
How come it only 2 are baptized?
I like not that man should lay his hand upon my baby. I see no light of God in him. I'll not conceal it.
I must say it, sir. That is not for you to decide. The man is ordained, therefore the light of God is in him.
What is your suspicion?
No, I have no
I nailed the roof upon that church. I hung the door.
You hung the door. That's a good sign, then.
I may have been too quick to bring the man to book, but you cannot think we ever desired the destruction of religion, sir. I think that's in your mind, is it not?
There is a softness in your record, sir. A softness.
I think maybe we have been too hard on Mr. Parris, but surely we never loved the devil here.
Do you know your commandments, Elizabeth?
Why, of course, I'm a covenanted Christian woman.
And you, mister?
I am sure I do.
Let you repeat them, then.
My commandments.
Aye.
Thou shalt not kill.
Aye.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt honor thy father and thy mother. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images.
You have said that twice, sir.
Aye.
Adultery, John.
Aye. You see, between the two of us, we do know them all. I think it be a small fault, sir.
Theology, sir, is a fortress. No crack in a fortress may be accounted small.
There is no love for Satan in this house.
I pray it. I pray it dearly. Good night, sir.
Mr. Hale, I do think you are suspecting me somewhat, are you not?
Goody Proctor, I do not judge you. It is my duty to add what I may to the godly wisdom of the court. I bid you good health and good fortune. Good night, sir.
I think you must tell him.
What's that?
Will you tell him?
I have no word for it, but no proof for it, but my word be taken. I know that the girl's sickness had naught to do with witchcraft.
Not to do with witchcraft.
They were sporting in the woods. Mr. Parris discovered them there. They were startled and took sick.
Who told you this?
Abigail Williams.
Abigail?
She told it to me the day you came.
Abigail Williams told you it had not to do with witchcraft.
Aye.
Why do you keep this?
Well, I never knew until tonight that the world had gone so daft with this nonsense.
Nonsense, mister. I have myself examined Titubo, Sarahgood, and numerous others who have confessed to witchcraft. They have confessed
and
it.
And why not? If they must hang for denying it. There are them that will confess to anything before they will hang. Have you not thought of that, sir?
I have. And you would testify this to the court?
Well, I had not reckoned with going to the court, but if I must, I will.
You falter here?
I falter nothing. I only wonder if I will be credited in such a court. I do wonder on it when a minister So steady-minded as yourself will suspicion such a woman. I may falter some, but I am no fool.
Proctor, let you open with me now, for I have heard a thing that troubles me. It is said in the village that you hold no belief that there may even be witches in the world. Is that true, sir?
I know not what I have said. I may have said it. I do wonder if there be witches in the world.
Then you do not believe?
The Bible says that there are witches, and therefore I will not deny them.
And you, woman?
I cannot believe it.
You cannot?
You bewilder him, Elizabeth.
I am a good woman, and I know it. If you think I can only do good work in the world and yet still be secretly bound to Satan, then I must tell you, sir, I do not believe it.
You surely do not fly against the gospel. The gospel!
She believed the gospel, sir, every word.
Question Abigail Williams in the gospel, not myself.
She believed the gospel, Mr. Hale. This is a Christian house. A Christian house.
God keep you both. Let the third child be quickly baptized. Go with you without fail each Sunday into Sabbath prayer, and keep a quiet, solemn way among you. And I think that you might...
John, what's the matter?
They take my wife and Rebecca nurse.
Rebecca's in the jail?
John, Cheever come and take her in his wagon. We've only now come from the jail, and they won't even let us in to see them.
You've surely gone wild now, Mr. Hale.
Reverend Hale, can you not speak to the deputy governor? I'm sure he mistakes these people.
Pray, calm yourself, Mr. Nurse.
My wife is the very brick and mortar of the church, Mr. Hale. And Martha Corey. There can't be a woman closer yet to God than Martha.
How is your wife charged, Mr. Nurse?
For murder she's charged. For the marvelous and supernatural murder of Goody Putnam's babies. What am I to do, Mr. Hale?
Believe me, Mr. Nurse, if Rebecca's tainted, that there's nothing left to stop the whole green world from burning.
How may such a woman murder babies?
Remember, man, until an hour before the devil fell, God thought him beautiful in heaven.
I never said my wife were a witch, Mr. Hale. I only said she were reading books.
What complaint exactly were made on your wife, Mr.
That
Corey?
bloody mongrel Walcott charged her. You see, he bought a pig of mine 4 or 5 years ago, and the pig died soon after. So he come dancing for his money back. And my Martha, she says,
Walcott, if you haven't the wit to feed a pig properly, you'll surely not live long enough to own very many.
Now he goes to the court and testifies that if ever since that day, he cannot own a pig for more than 4 weeks because my wife bewitched them with her books.
Good evening to you, John Proctor.
Constable Cheever.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Hale.
I hope you do not come on business of the court.
I do. I'm clerk of the court now, you know.
It's a shame, Ezra, that an honest woman might have gone to hell, my heaven must burn in hell. You'll burn for this. Do you know it?
I do as I am told, Joe. Surely you know this, and I like you not be singing me tell for it. I like not the sound of it, I tell you, I like not the sound of it. Now believe me, Proctor, however the weight of the law may be, all its tonnage I carry on my back tonight. I have a warrant for your wife.
But you say she were not charged, sir.
I know nothing of it. When was she charged?
I'm given 16 warrant tonight, and she is one.
Who charged her?
Why, Abigail Williams.
Abigail Williams? On what proof?
Mr. Proctor, I have little time. The court bid me search your house, but I like not to search your house. Will you please bring me any puppets that your wife may keep here?
Puppets?
I have kept no puppets, not since I were a girl.
I spy a puppet, Goody Proctor.
Why, this is Mary's.
Will you please bring it to me?
What signifies a puppet?
Do you keep any others in this house?
No, nor any until tonight. What signifies a puppet?
A puppet may signify... Now, woman, will you please come with me?
No, she will not. Go and fetch Mary, Elizabeth.
No, I'm forbidden.
You will leave her from your sight and from your mind. Fetch Mary.
What signifies a puppet?
Why, they say it may signify... Why, this.
What's there?
Is the needle. Look, it is a needle.
What signifies a needle?
This go hard with her, Proctor. I had my doubts, I tell you, but I had my doubts, but here's calamity. You see, sir, it is a needle.
What meaning has a needle?
The Williams girl, Abigail Williams, sir. She dined at dinner tonight with Reverend Paris, and without word nor warning, she falls to the floor, like a struck beast, he says, and screams the scream a bull would weep to hear. And when you go to save her, stuck 2 inches in the flesh of her belly, he finds a needle. And demanding of her how she came to be so stabbed, she testified that it were your wife's familiar spirit stuck it in.
She done it to herself! I hope you're not taking this for proof.
'Tis hard proof. I have found here a puppet that Goody Proctor keeps. I have found it, sir. And in the belly of the puppet a needle stuck. I never warranted to see such proof of hell, and I bid you obstruct me not, for I...
Mary, come now. Mary, is this your puppet?
What puppet's that,
This
sir?
puppet, Mary!
Why, I think it is mine.
And how did it come into my house?
Why, I made it in the court and give it to Goody Proctor
Do you
tonight.
have it, sir?
Mary Warren, a needle had been found in this puppet.
Why, I meant no harm by it,
So you
sir.
stuck it in yourself.
I believe I did, sir.
Mary, is it possible... Are you sure this be your natural memory? Is it possible even now someone conjures you...
Conjures me? Why, no, sir, I'm entirely myself, I think.
Not you asked Susanna Walcott. She saw me sewing it in court. Ask Abby. Abby sat beside me where I made it.
Your mind is surely settled now, sir. Bid her be gone.
Mary, you charge a cold and cruel murder on Abigail.
Murder? I charge no.
Abigail was stabbed and a needle found stuck in her belly.
And she charges me.
Aye.
Why, that girl is a murderer. She must be ripped out of the
Ripped out of my house! Don't you dare touch that warrant! Out of my house! Rip the death because there's warrant, man! Out of my house!
Proctor!
Get you gone with her!
Proctor, if she is innocent!
If she is innocent! Do you ever wonder if Paris be innocent or Abigail? Is the accuser always holy now? Were they born this morning as clean as God's fingers? I will tell you what is walking Salem. Vengeance is walking Salem. We are what we always were in Salem. But now the little crazy children are jangling the keys to the kingdom. And common vengeance writes the law. This warrant is vengeance. I will not give my wife to vengeance.
I will go with them, John.
No, Elizabeth, you will not.
John, I have 9 men outside. You cannot keep her.
You will see her taken.
Proctor, the court is
Conscious
just...
fight. God will not let you wash your hands of this.
John, I will go with them. Mary, there's bread enough for the morning. You will bake in the afternoon. Help Mr. Proctor as though you were his daughter. You owe me that much. When the boys wake, speak nothing of witchcraft. It will frighten them.
I will bring you home soon, Elizabeth.
Bring me soon.
Fear nothing. I will fall like an ocean on that court.
I will fear nothing.
Willard. Willard, why have you changed her? Damn it, man, why have you changed her? Willard! Willard, unchain her. Willard! I will not have my wife chained!
And yet silent. It is a fraud. You know it is a fraud. What keeps you?
I will pay you for this, Willard.
In God's name, John, I cannot help myself. I must chain them all. Now let you keep inside this house till I am gone. Man, are you blind?
Now, Mr. Proctor...
Out of my sight!
Charity, Proctor, charity! What I have heard in her defense, I will not fear to testify in the court. I cannot judge her guilty nor innocent, I know not. Only this consider. The world goes mad, and it profit nothing you lay the cause of the vengeance to a little girl.
You are a coward, Mr. Hale, though you be ordained in God's own tears. You are a coward!
Man, we must look to cause proportionate. Be there murder done, perhaps, not brought to light? Abomination, some secret blasphemy that stinks to heaven? Think on cause, man, and let you help me to discover it. There is your way. Believe me, there is only your way when such confusion strikes upon the world. Let you counsel among yourselves. Think on your village and what may have drawn from heaven such thundering wrath upon you all. I shall pray God open up our eyes.
I never heard no murder done in Salem.
Leave me, Francis.
John, tell me, are we lost?
We'll speak on it tomorrow. Go home now, Giles.
We'll get up early then, eh?
Aye.
Good night then.
Mr. Proctor, very likely they'll let her go home once
You
you're given...
are coming to the court with me tomorrow.
I cannot charge murder on
You
Abigail!
will tell them everything you know.
She'll kill me for saying that! I'll charge lechery on you, Mr. Proctor!
She's told you.
I've known it, sir. She'll ruin you with it, I know she will!
Well, good then. Her saintliness is gone. You will tell them what you know, and we will slide into our pit together.
I cannot do it, they'll try
I will bring your guts into your mouth, but my wife will not die for me. That goodness will not die for me.
I cannot do it, I
tell them what you know. Make your peace with it. We are what we always were in Salem, but naked now. And God's icy wind blows on us. Make your peace. I must speak with you, Abigail. Will you sit?
How do you come?
Friendly.
I don't like the woods at night. Pray you stand closer. I knew it must be you. When I heard the pebbles on the window before I opened my eyes, I knew. I thought you would come a good time sooner.
Well, I had thought to come many times.
Why didn't you? I'm so alone in the world now.
Are you? I hear that people ride 100 miles to see your face these days.
My face. Can you see my face?
Well, then you're troubled.
Have you come to mock me?
No. Only I hear you go to the tavern every evening and you play the shovelboard with the deputy governor, and they give you cider.
I have once or twice played the shovelboard, but I have no joy in it.
This is a surprise, Abby. I thought to find you gayer than this. I'm told a troop of boys go step for step with you wherever you walk these days.
Aye, they do. But I have only lewd looks from the boys.
And you like that not?
I cannot bear lewd looks no more, John. My spirit's changed entirely. I ought to be giving godly looks when I suffer for them as I do.
And how do you suffer, Abby?
Look at my leg. I'm holes all over from their damn needles and pins. The jab your wife gave me's not healed yet, you know?
Oh, it isn't?
I think sometimes she pricks it open again while I sleep.
Does she?
And George Jacobs, he comes again and again and raps me with his stick. The same spot every night. Look at the lump I have.
Abby, George Jacobs has been in the jail all this month.
Thank God he is. And bless the day he hangs and lets me sleep in peace again. Oh, John, the world's so full of hypocrites. They pray in jail. I'm told they all pray in jail.
And what? They may not pray.
And torture me in my bed while sacred words are coming from their mouths? Oh, it won't be God himself to cleanse this town properly.
Abby, do you mean to cry out still others?
If I live, if I'm not murdered, I surely will until the last hypocrite is dead.
Well, then there is no one good.
Aye, there's one. You are good.
I am good. How am I good?
You taught me goodness, therefore you are good. It were a fire you walked me through, and all my ignorance was burned away. It were a fire, John, we lay in fire. And from that night no woman dare call me wicked no more. But I knew my answer. I used to weep for my sins when the wind lifted up my skirts, and blushed for shame when some old Rebecca called me loose. And then you burned my ignorance away. As bare as December tree, I saw them all walking like saints to church, running to feed the sick and hypocrites in their hearts. And God gave me strength to call them liars. And God made men to listen to me. And by God, I will scrub the world clean for the love of him. Oh, John, I will make you such a wife when the world is white again. Why are you cold?
My wife goes to trial in the morning, Abigail.
Your wife?
Well, surely you knew of it.
I do remember it now. Is she well?
Well as one may be. 36 days in that place.
You said you came friendly.
My wife will not be condemned, Abby.
You brought me from my bed to speak of her?
I come to tell you what I will do in the court tomorrow, so as to give you all good time to think on what you will do to save yourself.
Save myself?
I have rocky proof in documents that you knew that puppet were none of my wife's, and that you yourself bade Mary Ward stab the needle in it.
I bade Mary Ward.
You know what you did. You are not so mad.
Oh, hypocrites! Have you won him too? John, why do you let them send you?
I warn you, Abby.
They steal your honesty.
I have found my honesty.
No! This is your wife pleading! Your sniveling, envious wife! This is Rebecca's voice, Martha Corey's voice! You were no hypocrite!
I will prove you for the fraud you are.
And if they ask you why Abigail would do so murderous deed, what will you tell them?
I will tell them why.
What will you tell? You will confess to fornication in the court.
If you will have it so, then so will I tell it. I say I will. If you can still hear this, can you hear me? You will go to the court tomorrow, and you will tell them you are blind to spirits. You cannot see them, and you will never cry witchery again, or I will make you famous for the whore that you are.
Never in this world! I know you, John. You were in this moment singing secret hallelujahs that your wife will...
Yeah, murderous bitch!
Oh, I marvel I marvel how hard it is when pretense falls. But it falls, it falls! You have done your duty by her. I hope it is your last hypocrisy. I pray you will come with sweeter news for me. I know you will. Now that your duty's done. Good night, John. Fear not. Tomorrow, I will save you from yourself. I will save you!
Now, Martha Corey, there's abundant evidence in our hands to show that you have given yourself to the reading of fortunes. Do you deny it?
I am innocent to a witch. I know not what a witch is.
How do you know then that you're not a witch?
Well, if I were, I would surely know it.
Why do you hurt these children?
I do not hurt them. I scorn it.
I have evidence for the court!
Keep your seat!
Thomas Putnam is reaching out for land!
Move that man, Marshal!
You're hearing lies! Lies!
Arrest him, Excellency!
I have evidence! Why will you not hear my evidence? Hands off me, damn you!
Giles!
I have to go in there, I bring evidence!
You cannot go in there, Giles, it's a court.
Pray, calm yourself a moment.
You, Mr. Hare, go in there and demand I speak.
A moment, sir, a
They'll
moment.
be hanging my wife!
How do you dare come roaring into his court? Are you gone daft, Corey?
You're not a Boston judge yet, Hathorne. You cannot call me daft.
Who is this man?
Giles Corey, sir, and a more
I have
contentious...
asked a question and I am old enough to answer it. My name is Corey, sir. Giles Corey. I have 600 acres of land and timber in addition. It is my wife you are condemning now.
And how do you imagine to help her with such contemptuous riot? Now be gone. Your old age alone keeps you out of jail.
Your Honor, they're telling lies about my wife.
So you take it upon yourself to decide what this court shall believe and what it shall set aside?
I meant no disrespect.
Disrespect indeed. It is disruption, mister. This is the highest court of the supreme government of this province. Do you know it?
Your Honor, I only sent my wife for reading books. I never said you're a witch.
What books? What?
'Tis my third wife, sir, and I've never had no wife before that be so taken with books. And I broke charity with the woman. I broke charity with her.
Excellency, he claims our hard evidence for his wife's defense. I think that in all justice
Then let him submit his evidence in proper affidavit. You are certainly aware of our procedure here, Mr. Hale. Clear this room.
Come now, Giles.
No! No! No, I'm innocent! No! No!
We are desperate, Your Honor. We come here 3 days now and cannot be heard.
Who is this man?
Francis Nurse, Your Excellency.
His wife is Rebecca that were condemned this morning.
Indeed. I am amazed to find you in such uproar. I have only good report of your character, Mr. Nurse.
I think they must both be arrested in contempt, sir.
Let you write your plea, and in due time I will examine it.
We have proof for your eyes, sir. God forbid you shut them to it. The girls are frauds.
What's what?
We have proof of it. They are all deceiving you.
It's contempt, sir! Contempt! Judge Hawthorne, do you know who I am, Mr. Nurse?
I surely do, sir. I think you must be a wise judge to be who you are.
And do you know that near 400 are in the jails, from Marblehead to Lynn, and upon my signature, and 72 condemned to hang by that signature?
I never thought Saint such a weighing judge, but you're being deceived.
Mary Warren, what are you about here?
She would speak with the deputy governor.
Did you not tell me Mary Warren was sick in bed?
She were, Your Honor. When I went to fetch her to the court last week, she said she was sick.
She has been striving with her soul all week to come and tell you the truth.
Who is this?
John Proctor, sir. My wife is Elizabeth Proctor.
Beware this man, Your Excellency. This man is mischief.
Excellency, I think you must hear the girl, sir. She is...
Peace! What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirits, sir.
Never saw no
She
spirits?
signed a deposition.
No, I accept no depositions. Tell me, Mr. Proctor, have you given out this story in the village?
No, I have not.
They've come to overthrow this court, Your Excellency. This man
I pray you, Mr. Paris. Do you know, Mr. Proctor, that the entire contention of the state in these trials is that the voice of heaven is speaking through the children?
I do, sir.
And you, Mary Warren, how came you to cry out people for sending their spirits against you?
That were pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
They were pretense, she says.
Ah, and Susanna Walcott and the others? They are also pretending?
Aye, sir.
Indeed. Now, before I decide whether I shall hear you or not, it's my duty to tell you this. We burn a hot fire here. It melts down all concealment. Are you certain in your conscience that your evidence is the truth?
I am, sir, and when you hear it, you will be too.
I take it you came here to declare this revelation in the open court before the public?
I thought I would, with your permission.
Now, sir, what is your purpose in so doing?
Why, I would free my wife, sir.
There lurks nowhere in your heart, nor hidden in your spirit, any desire to undermine this court?
No, sir.
I tell you straight, mister. I have seen marvels in this court. I have seen people choked before my eyes by spirits. I have seen them stuck by pins and slashed by daggers. I have until this moment not the slightest reason to believe that the children may be deceiving me. Do you understand my meaning?
Sir, these women have lived so long and with such upright lives.
Do you read the gospel, Mr. Proctor?
I read the gospel.
I think not, or you would know that Cain were an upright man, yet he did kill Abel.
Aye. God tells us that. But who tells us that Rebecca Nurse murdered 7 babies? It is the children only, and this one will swear she is lying to you.
Judge Hoffman.
Aye, she's the one.
Mr. Proctor, this morning your wife sent me a claim in which she states that she is pregnant now.
My wife? Pregnant?
There be no sign of it. We have examined her body.
Well, if she says she is, then she must be. That woman will never lie, sir.
She will not?
Never, sir. Never.
If I should tell you now that I shall let her be kept another month, and if she begin to show her natural signs, you shall have her living yet another year until she is delivered. What say you to that? Come now, you say your only purpose is to save your wife. Good then, she is saved at least this year, and a year is long. What say you, sir? It is done now. Will you drop this charge?
I think I cannot.
Then your purpose is somewhat larger.
These are my friends. Their wives are
I
also...
judge you not, sir. Sit you down. I am ready to hear your evidence.
Sir, I come not to hurt the court.
Marshal, go into the court and bid Judge Stoughton and Judge Sewell declare recess for 1 hour, and let them go to the tavern if they will. All witnesses and prisoners are to be kept in the building.
If you'll forgive me, sir, I've known him all my life. It is a good man, sir.
I am sure of it, Marshal. Now, what deposition do you have for us, Mr. Proctor? And I beg you be clear, open as the sky, and honest.
Well, I don't have a lawyer.
The pure of heart need no lawyers. Proceed as you will.
I would have you read this, sir. It is a sort of testament. All of the people signing it declare their good opinion of my wife, Rebecca Nurse, and Martha Corey.
Their good opinion.
If you'll notice, sir, these people have known the women all of their lives and never saw no sign they had any dealings with the devil. They are all covenanted Christian, land-holding farmers.
How many names are here?
91, Your Excellency.
They should be summoned for questioning.
I gave them all my word no harm will come to them for signing this.
This is a clear attack upon the court.
Is every defense an attack upon the court? Can no one defend
All
themselves?
innocent and good Christian people are happy for these courts in Salem. These people are gloomy for it. And I think you'll want to know from each and every one of them what discontents them with you.
I think they ought to be examined, sir.
It is not an attack, I think. Yet there is something strange here.
These are all covenanted Christians.
Then I am sure they may have nothing to fear. Constable Chief, have warrants drawn for all of these. Arrest for examination. Now, what other information do you have for us, Mr. Proctor? You may sit, Mr. Nurse.
I brought trouble upon...
No, old man, you have not brought trouble upon these people if they are of good conscience. But you must understand, sir, that a person is either with this court, or he must be counted against it. There be no road in between. This is a sharp time now, a precise time. We live no longer in the dusky afternoon when evil mixed itself with good and befuddled the world. Now then, by God's grace, the shining sun is up, and them that fear not light will surely praise it. I hope you will be one of those. She's not hardy, I see.
No, she's not. Remember what the angel said to the boy. Remember, do that which is good, and no harm will come to thee.
Come, man, we wait you.
John, give him my deposition.
This is Giles Corey's deposition, sir.
And what lawyer drew this, Corey?
You know, I've never had no lawyer in my life.
It is very well phrased. My compliments. Hopkins, if Mr. Putnam is in the court, bring him in. You have no legal training, Mr. Corey?
I have the best. I am 36 times in the court in my life and always plaintiff too.
Oh, then you're much put upon.
I am never put upon. I know my rights and I will have them. You know, your father tried a case of mine, might be 35 years ago, I think.
Indeed?
He never told you?
No, I cannot recall it.
That's strange. He gave me 9 pound damages. He was a fair judge, your father. You see, at that time I had a white mare.
Mr. Putnam, I have here an accusation against you by Mr. Corey. He states that you coldly prompted your daughter to cry witchery upon George Jacobs that is now in jail.
That is a lie.
Mr. Putnam states your charge is a lie. What say
Oh,
you?
fart on Thomas Putnam! That is what I have to say to that.
What proof do you submit for your charge?
My proof is there. If George Jacobs hangs for witchery, he forfeits up his land. That's law. And there is none but Putnam with the coin to buy so great a peace. This man is killing people for their land.
But proof, sir, proof.
My proof is there. I have it from an honest man who heard George Jacobs say it.
And the name of this man?
What name?
The man that give you this information.
I cannot give you no name.
And why not?
You know well why not.
It's contempt of the court, Mr.
You will
Danforth.
surely give us his name.
I will give you no name. I gave my wife's name once and I will burn in hell long enough for that. I stand mute.
In that case, I have no choice but to arrest you for contempt of this court. Do you know that?
This is a hearing. You cannot arrest me for contempt of a
Oh,
hearing.
it is a proper lawyer. Do you wish me to declare the court in full session here? Or will you give me a good reply?
I cannot give you no name.
You are a foolish old man, Mr. Corey. Constable Cheever, begin the record. The court is now in session.
Sir, he have these names in confidence. He cannot
The
give
devil lives in such confidences. Without confidences, there could be no conspiracy, Your Honor.
I think it must be broken, sir.
Old man, if your informant tells the truth, let him come here openly, like a decent man. But if he hides in anonymity, I must know why. Now, sir, the government and Central Church demand of you the name of him who reported Mr. Thomas Putnam a common murderer.
Excellency.
Mr. Hale?
We cannot blink it more. There's a prodigious fear of the court in this country.
Then there is a prodigious guilt in this country. Are you afraid to be questioned here?
I may only fear the Lord, sir, but there is fear in the country, nevertheless.
Approach me not with a fear in the country. There is a fear in the country because there is a moving plot to topple Christ in this country.
But it does not follow that everyone accused is a part of it.
No uncorrupted man may fear this court, Mr. Hale. None! Mr. Corey, you are under arrest for contempt of this court. Now sit you down and take counsel with yourself, or you shall be set in jail until you decide to answer all questions. You lay hands on
Say nothing more. He's playing you. He means to hang us all.
This is a court of law, mister. I'll have no infantry here.
Forgive him for his old age, sir. Peace, Giles. We will prove ourselves yet. Mary, you cannot cry. Remember what the angel said to the boy. Remember it. Hold to it. There is your rock. Sir, when you read Mary Warren's deposition, I would have you remember that until 2 weeks ago, she were just like all the other girls. You saw her scream. She howled. She swore. Familiar spirits came to her and Satan in the form of women asked her to sign her name, and when she refused...
We know all this.
But sir, Mary swears now that she never saw the devil and that her friends are lying.
Excellency, I think this goes to the heart of the matter.
It surely does.
I cannot say he is an honest man, but in all justice, sir, a claim so weighty cannot be argued by a farmer. I pray you, sir, send him home. Let him come again with a lawyer.
Now look you, Mr. Hale.
I have signed 72 death warrants, Your Excellency. I am a minister of the Lord, and I may not take a life without there be proof so immaculate that no slightest qualm of justice may doubt it.
Mr. Hale, you surely do not doubt my justice.
I have signed away the soul of Rebecca Nurse, Your Excellency. I will not conceal it. My hand shakes as yet with a wound. I beg of you, sir, this argument let lawyers present to you.
Mr. Hale, for a man of such terrible learning, you are most bewildered. I hope you will forgive me. I have been 32 years at the bar, sir, and I should be confounded were I called upon to defend these people. Let you now consider, and I bid you all do likewise. In an ordinary crime, how does one defend the accused? One calls up witnesses to prove his innocence. But witchcraft is ipso facto, on its face and by its nature an invisible crime. Therefore, who may possibly be witness to it? The witch and the victim, none other. Now we cannot hope the witch will confess herself, granted. Therefore, we must rely upon our victims, and they do testify. The children certainly do testify. As for the witches, none will deny that we are most eager for their confessions. Therefore, what is left for a lawyer to bring out? I think I have made my point, have I not?
But Excellency, this child claims that the girls are lying to you.
That is precisely what I'm about to consider, Mr. Hale. What more may you ask of me? Unless you doubt my probity.
I surely do not. Let you consider it then.
And that you put your heart to rest, mister. For deposition in Miss Proctor.
Your Excellency, I should like to question...
Mr. Paris, I bid you be silent! Sit you down. You sit down too, Mr. Proctor. Constable Chief, will you go into the court and bring the children here? Mary Ward, how came you to this turnabout? Mr. Proctor threatened you for this deposition?
No, sir.
Has he ever threatened you?
No, sir.
Has he threatened you?
No, sir.
Then you tell me you sat in my court Callously lying when you knew people would hang by your evidence? Answer me!
I did, sir.
How were you instructed in your life? Do you not know that God damns all liars? Or is it now that you lie?
No, sir, I'm with God now.
You are with God now?
Yes, sir.
I will tell you this. You are either lying now or you are lying in the court. And in either case, you have committed perjury and will go to jail for it. You cannot lightly say you lied there.
I cannot lie no more. I'm with God. I'm with God.
Miss Putnam's not in the court anymore, nor the other girls.
These will be sufficient. Sit you down, children. Your friend Mary Warren has given us a deposition in which she claims that she never saw familiar spirits, apparitions, nor any manifest of the devil. She claims as well that none of you have ever seen these things either. Now, children, this is a court of law. The law based upon the Bible, and the Bible writ by Almighty God forbid the practice of witchcraft and describe death as the penalty thereof. But likewise, children, the law and Bible examine all liars and bearers of false witness. Now then, it does not escape me that this deposition may be devised to blind us. It may well be that Mary Warren has been conquered by Satan, who sends her here now to distract our sacred purpose. If so, her neck will break for it. But if she speak true, I bid you now drop your guile and confess your pretense, for a quick confession will go easier with you. Abigail Williams, rise. Is there any truth in this?
No, sir.
Children, a very augur bit will now be turned into your souls until your honesty is proved. Do either of you wish to change your positions now, or do you force me to hard questioning?
I have not to change, sir. She lies.
You would still go on with this?
I...
A poppet were discovered in Mr. Proctor's house, stabbed by a needle. Mary Warren claims that you sat beside her in the court when she made it, and that you saw her make it, and witnessed yourself how she stuck her needle into it for safekeeping. What say you to that?
It is a lie, sir.
When you worked for Mr. Proctor, did you ever see poppets in that house?
Goody Proctor always kept poppets.
My wife never kept no poppets,
Your
sir.
Excellency,
Constable Cheever?
when I spoke to Goody Proctor in that house, she testified that she never kept no puppets, but she did keep puppets when she was a girl.
My wife have not been a girl these 15 years, Your Honor.
But a puppet will keep 15 years, will it not?
A puppet will keep if it is kept. But Mary swears now she never saw no puppets.
Why could there not have been a puppet hid where no one ever saw it?
Well, there may have been 2 golden candlesticks hid, but no one ever saw them.
We are here, Your Honor, precisely to discover what no one has ever seen.
What profit Mary Warren to turn herself about like this, other than hard questioning and work?
You are charging Abigail Williams with a marvelous cool plot to murder. Do you understand that?
I believe she means to murder.
This child would murder your wife?
It is not a child, sir. Twice this year, she were thrown out of this very meeting house for laughter during prayer.
What's this? Laughter during
Excellent.
prayer? Do you deny it, Mr. Paris?
I do believe it happened once. She is often silly, but she is solemn now.
Aye, she is solemn and goes to hang people.
Quiet, man.
Surely have no bearing on the question. He charges contemplation of murder.
Aye, but it strike hard upon me that she will laugh at prayer. Continue, Mr. Proctor.
Now, Mary, tell the deputy governor how you danced in the woods.
Excellency, since I come to Salem, this man
In
is...
a moment, sir! What is this dancing?
Mr. Proctor! Abigail have led the girls to the woods, and there they have danced naked.
This is not as he says it.
Mr. Paris discovered them there in the black of the night. There is the child she is.
Mr. Paris!
I can only say, Your Excellency, that I never saw
You
any of them...
discovered them dancing in the woods? Abigail?
Excellency, when I first came from Beverly, he told me that.
Do you deny it, Mr. Paris?
I do not, sir, but I never saw any of them naked.
But she have danced.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, will you permit me?
Pray, proceed.
Mary Warren, you say you never saw no spirits, were never threatened or afflicted by any manifest of the devil or the devil's agents?
No, sir.
And yet, when people accused of witchery confronted you in court, you would feign, saying that the spirits came out of their bodies and choked you?
That were pretense,
I cannot hear you.
Pretense, sir.
But you did turn cold, did you not? I myself picked you up many times. Your skin were icy. Mr. Danforth,
I saw that many times.
They were pretending. They're all marvelous pretenders.
And can she pretend to faint now?
Now,
Why not? For none in this room is accused of witchcraft. Let her pretend she's attacked by spirits now. Let her pretend to faint. Faint!
Faint?
Aye, faint. Prove to us how you've pretended in the court so many times.
I cannot feign now, sir! You pretend it, Mary!
I have no sense of it now.
What? What is lacking now?
I cannot tell, sir.
Why did you hear that we have no afflicting spirit loose, but in the court there were some?
I never saw no spirits!
Then see no spirits now and prove to us you can fate by your own will as you claim.
I cannot do it!
Then you will confess yourself, will you not? Attacking spirits made you to faint.
No, sir,
Your Excellency, this is a trick to blind the court.
It's not a trick! I used to faint because I thought I saw spirits.
Thought you saw them?
But I did not, Your Honor!
How did you think you saw them unless you saw them?
I cannot tell how, but I did. I heard the other girls screaming, and you, Your Honor, you seemed to believe them! And we were only sport in the beginning, sir! Then the whole world cried spirits! Spirits! And I promise you, Mr. Danforth, I only thought I saw them, but I did not!
Surely your Excellency is not taken by this simple lie.
Abigail Williams, I bid you now search your heart and tell me this, child. And beware, to God every soul is precious, and his vengeance is terrible on them that take life without cause. Is it possible, child, that the spirits you have seen in this court are illusion only? Some deception that may
Why,
cross...
this is a base question, sir.
Child, I would have...
I have been hurt! Mr. Danforth, I have been near to murdered every day because I did my duty pointing out the devil's people. And this is my reward? To be mistrusted, denied, questioned.
Child, I do not mistrust.
Let you beware of it, Mr. Danforth. Think you be so mighty that the power of hell may not turn your wits? Beware of it. There is.
What is it?
I know not. A wind, a cold wind has come.
They're pretending.
Abby, don't do that!
She's called you on to touch her.
Mary, do you send the shadow on me?
I freeze!
Mary Warren, do you wish your eyesight you send your spirit out.
Let me go, Mr. Roger, I cannot!
They are pretending!
Oh, Heavenly Father, take away this shadow!
How do you call on heaven?
Man, what do you...
It is a whore!
Now here.
You charge.
Mr. Danforth,
Now
he's
watch her.
lying.
She'll suck a scream to stab
You
me.
will prove this. This will not pass.
I have known her, sir. I have known her.
You are a lecher?
No, Francis. It is true. Sir, you know a man would not give away his good name like this.
In what time? In what place?
In the proper place, where the beasts are bedded. 8 months now it has been, sir. 8 months. She used to work for me in my house, sir. A man may think God sleeps, but God sees everything. I know it now. My wife, she saw her for what she is, a lump of vanity, sir, and she threw her out on the high road. Forgive me, for I have lusted, and there is a promise in such sweat, but it is a whore's promise. You must see it now, sir, that my wife is no witch. She only know a whore when she sees one.
You deny every scrap and tittle of this?
If I must answer that, sir, I will leave, and I will not come back again.
She does not deny it, Excellency. She does
You
not
will
deny
remain
it.
where you are. Go there. Mr. Paris, go into the court and bring Goodwife Proctor out. Mr. Paris, and tell her not one word of what's been spoken here, and let you knock before you enter. Now we shall touch the bottom of this swamp. Your wife, you say, is an honest woman?
In her life, sir, she have never lied. There are them that cannot sing and them that cannot weep. My wife cannot lie, sir.
And when she put this girl out of your house, she put her out for a harlot.
I.
And knew her for a harlot.
She knew her for a harlot, sir.
Good then. And if she tell me, child, that it were for harlotry, may God spread his mercy on you. Ho! Turn your back. You do likewise. Let neither of you turn to face Goody Proctor. No one in this room is to speak one word or raise a gesture, I am man. Enter. Constable Chief, record this testimony in all exactness. Are you ready?
Ready, sir.
to look in my eyes only and not at your husband. In my eyes only.
Good sir.
We are given to understand that at one time you dismissed your servant Abigail Williams.
That is true, sir.
For what cause did you dismiss her? You are to look in my eyes only and not at your husband. The answer is in your memory and you need no help to give it to me. Why did you dismiss her?
She dissatisfied me and my husband.
In what way dissatisfied you?
She were...
Look at me! Was she slovenly? Lazy? What disturbance did she cause?
Your Honor, in that time I were sick. And my husband is a good and righteous man. He's never drunk as some are, nor wasting his time at the shovel board, but always at his work. But in my sickness, you see, sir, I were a long time sick after my last baby, and I came to think that my husband was somewhat turning from me. And this girl...
Look at me!
Aye, sir, Abigail...
What of Abigail Williams?
Came to think he fancied her.
Your husband. Did he indeed turn from you?
My husband is a goodly man, sir.
Then he did not turn from you.
He...
Look at me! To your knowledge, has John Proctor ever committed the crime of lechery? Answer my question. Is your husband a lecher?
No, sir.
Remove her.
Tell the truth, Elizabeth!
She has spoken.
I have
Remove her.
confessed it, Elizabeth! John! Sir, she only thought to save my name!
Excellency, it is a natural lie to tell. I beg of you, stop now before another is condemned. I cannot turn my conscience from it no more. Private vengeance is working through this testimony. From the beginning, this man has struck me true. I believe him now. By my oath to heaven, I believe him. I beg you, sir, call back his wife before
She spoke nothing of lechery. This man lies.
I believe him now. I cannot turn my face from it no more. This girl has always struck me.
You will not! Be gone, I say!
What is it, child? What's there? Child! Girl, why do you?
On the beam! On the rafter!
Where?
Why do you call me yellow bird?
Where is a bird? I see no bird!
My face! My face!
Mr. Hale, be quiet!
Mr. Hale, do you see a bird?
Be quiet!
You do not want to tear my face. God made it! Envy is a deadly sin! Mary! Look at the black eyes to change your shaking! I cannot! It's got worse behind you!
Abby, I'm here!
Don't believe Mary, don't! Come down! She's stretching her Don't believe Mary, don't hurt me!
I'm not hurting her!
Why has she seen this vision?
She sees nothing!
She sees nothing!
Abby, you mustn't!
Abby, you mustn't!
I'm here!
Get your spirit out of them, Mary Ward!
Mr. Danforth!
Mr. Danforth!
Have you come back with the devil? Have you?
Never!
Why can they only repeat you?
Give me a whip, I'll stop it! They're sporting!
They're sporting!
Abby, stop it!
Abby, stop it!
Stop it!
Stop it!
Stop it! Stop it!
A while ago you were afflicted. Now it seems you afflict others. Where did you find this power?
I have no power.
They are gulling you, mister!
Why did you turn about these past 2 weeks? You have seen the devil, have you not?
Mary, God
You
damn
have seen
all
the devil.
liars!
You have made compact with Lucifer, have you not?
Remember what the angel said to the boy,
I cannot
Mary.
hear you. What do you say? You will confess or you will hang. Do you know who I am? I say you will hang if you do not open with me.
Mary, remember what the angel said!
Wings! Her wings are spreading! Leave Mary! Don't! She's going to come down! She's walking to me! Look out!
Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Mary. You're the devil's man!
Praise God.
I'll not hang with you! I love God! I love God!
He bid you do the devil's work?
He come by me at night and every day to sign.
To sign what?
The devil's book? He come with a book?
My name. He want my name. I'll murder you, he says, if my wife hangs. We must go to the court, he says.
Mary.
He wake me every night. His eyes were like coals and his fingers claw my neck. And I sign.
Excellency, this child has gone wild.
Mr. Hey.
No! I love God. I go your way no more. I love God. I bless God. Abby, I'll never hurt you more.
What are you, mister? You are combined with the Antichrist, are you not? I have seen your power. You will not deny it.
Excellency, this is not witchcraft. The girls are frauds. You condemn an honest
I will
man.
have nothing from you, Mr. Hale. Will you confess yourself befouled with hell? Or do you keep that black allegiance yet? What say you?
I say, God is dead!
Hear it! Hear it!
I hear the boot of Lucifer. I see his face. And it is your face, Danforth, and mine. You know in all of your black hearts that this is fraud.
Marshal, Take him and Mr. Corey to the jail.
I denounce these proceedings. I quit this court!
You are pulling heaven down and reaching as a whore!
Mr. Hale! Mr. Hale!
Sarah, wake up. Sarah, good. Titubo.
Majesty, coming. Oh, he's here. His Majesty's come.
Go to the north cell. This place is wanted now.
That don't look to me like His Majesty. Look to me like the Marshal.
Get along with you now. Clear this place.
Is it you, Marshal? I thought for sure you'd be the devil coming for us. Say, could I have a sip aside for me going away?
And where are you off to, Sarah?
Oh, we're flying back to Barbados when the devil come with the feather and the wings.
Oh, a happy voyage to you.
A pair of bluebirds' wings suddenly, the two of us. Oh, it'd be a grand transformation, Marshal.
You best give me that or you'll never rise off the ground.
I could talk to him if you desire to come along, Marshal.
I'd not refuse it, Titubo. It is the proper morning to fly into hell.
Oh, it ain't no hell in Barbados. The devil, him be a pleasure man in Barbados. Him be singing and dancing in Barbados. Oh, you folks, you rile him up round here. It'd be too cold round here for that old boy. He freezes so in Massachusetts. Oh, but in Barbados, he be just as... Yes, Sarah, that's him! His Majesty!
Majesty, I'm here!
The deputy governor's arrived.
Come along.
Oh, no, that's for me. I'm going home.
That ain't Satan, just a poor old cow. Good along now.
Now you tell him to cook. You tell him that Sarah Good is going too.
Take me home, devil! Take me home!
Good morning, Majesty.
Where's Mr. Paris?
I'll fetch him.
When did Reverend Hale arrive?
Toward midnight, I think.
What is he about here?
He goes among them that will hang, sir, and he prays with them. He sits with Goody Nurse now and Mr. Paris with him.
Indeed. That man have no authority to enter here, Marshal. Why have you let him in?
Why, Mr. Paris command me, sir. I cannot deny him.
Are you drunk, Marshal?
No, sir, it is a bitter night.
And we have no fire.
Fetch Mr. Paris.
Aye, sir.
There is a prodigious stench in this place.
I have only now cleared the people out for you.
Wear hard drink, Marshal.
Aye, sir.
Let you question Hale, Excellency. I should not be surprised you've been preaching in Andover lately.
We'll come to that. Speak nothing of Andover. Paris prays with him. That's strange.
I think Paris has a mad look these days.
Mad?
I met him yesterday coming out of his house, and I bid him good morning, and he wept and went his way. I think it's not well the town sees him so unsteady.
Perhaps you have some sorrow.
I think it'd be the cows, sir.
The cows?
There be so many cows wandering the high roads now their masters are in jail. There'll be much disagreement to who they will belong to now. I know Reverend Paris been arguing all yesterday with the farmers about the cows. There is much contention about the cows, and he weak for contention. It were always a man that weak for contention.
Good morning, Your Excellency. I beg your pardon waking you so early. Good morning, Judge Hoffman.
Reverend Hale had no right to...
Excellency, hear me.
And you leave him alone with the prisoners?
What's his business here?
Excellency, it is a providence. Reverend Hale's returned from Beverly to bring Rebecca Nurse to God.
He bid to confess?
Hear me. These 3 months since Rebecca came, she have not said a word to me. Now she sits with him, Martha Corey, her sister, and 2 or 3 others, and he pleads with them. Confess their crimes and save their lives.
Why? This is indeed a providence. And they saw. They saw.
Not yet, but I thought to advise you on whether or not it'd be wise to. There's other news, sir, that the court must reckon with. It's my niece. I believe she's vanished.
Vanished?
I thought to advise you of it earlier in the
Why?
week.
How long is she gone?
This be the 3rd night Mercy Lewis has gone to.
I will send a party for them. Where may they be?
I believe they be aboard a ship. My daughter tells me now that she heard them speaking of ships last week, and tonight I discovered my strongbox is broken into.
She had robbed you.
31 pounds is gone. I am penniless.
Paris, you are a brainless man.
Your Excellency, a prophet, nothing you should blame me. I cannot think that they would leave Salem, except they cannot bear to keep here any longer since news of Andover has broken
Andover
here.
is remedied. The court returns there on Friday and will resume examinations.
I'm sure of it, sir, but Rumor here speaks rebellion
There
in
is
Andover.
no rebellion in Andover.
I tell you what is said here, sir. Andover have thrown out the court, they say, and they will have no part of witchcraft. There is a faction here feeding on that news, and I tell you true, sir, I fear there will be riot here.
Riot, why at every execution? I've seen naught but high satisfaction in the town.
We're another sort that hanged till now, Judge Hawthorne. Rebecca Nurse is no Bridget who lived 3 years with Bishop before she married him. John Proctor is no Isaac Ward who drank his family to ruin. I pray you, let Rebecca stand up on the gibbet and send up some righteous prayer, and I fear she will wake a vengeance on you.
She's condemned a witch. The court have.
How do you propose that?
Excellency, I would postpone these hangings for a time.
There will be no postponement.
Now that Reverend Hale has returned, there is hope, I think. For if he brings even one of these to God, that surely damns the others in the public eye. And none may doubt that they are all linked to hell. This way, unconfessed and claiming innocence, doubts are multiplied. Many honest people will weep for them, and our good purpose will be lost in their tears.
Constable Cheever, give me the list.
Your Excellency, let it not be forgot that when I summon the congregation for John Proctor's excommunication, hardly 30 come to hear it. That speak of discontent, I think, and we must...
There will be no postponement.
Your Excellency, we must...
Now, sir, which one of these, in your opinion, may be brought to God? I myself will strive with them until dawn.
There's not sufficient time till dawn.
I will do my utmost. Which one of these do you have hope for?
Excellency, a dagger.
What do you say?
So I opened my door to leave my house tonight. A dagger caught it to the ground. You cannot hang this sword. There is danger for me. I dare not step outside my house at night.
Accept my congratulations, Reverend Hale. We are glad to see you return to your good work.
You must pardon them. They will not budge.
You misunderstand me, sir. I cannot pardon these when 12 are already hanged for the same crime. It is not just.
Rebecca will not confess.
The sun will rise in a few minutes, Excellency. I must have more time.
Now hear me, and beguile yourselves no more. I will not receive a single plea for pardon or postponement. Them that will not confess will hang. 12 are already executed. The names of these 7 are given out, and the village expects to see them die at dawn. Postponement now speaks of floundering on my part. Reprieve or pardon must cast doubt upon the guilt of them that died till now. While I speak God's law, I will not crack its voice with whimpering. And if retaliation is your fear, know this. I should hang 10,000 that dared to rise against the court, and an ocean of salt tears could not melt the resolute of those statues. Now draw yourselves up like men and help me, as you are bound by heaven to do. Have you spoken with them all, Mr. Hale?
All but Proctor. He is in the dungeon.
What's Proctor's way now?
He sits like some great bird. You not know he lived, except he will take food from time to
His
time.
wife. His wife must be well on with the child by now.
She is, sir.
What think you, Miss Paris? You have closer knowledge of this man than I. Might her presence soften you?
It is possible. She have not laid eyes on him these 3 months. I should summon her.
Is he yet out of it? Has he struck you again?
He cannot, sir. He's chained to the wall now.
Fetch Goody Proctor, then let you bring him up.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, if you postpone, we can publish to the town that you are striving for their confessions. That speaks mercy on your part, not floundering.
Mr. Hale, as God have not empowered me like Joshua to stop this sun from rising, so I cannot withhold from them the perfection of their punishment.
If you think God wills you to raise rebellion, Mr. Danforth, you are mistaken.
You have heard rebellion spoken in Salem?
Excellency, there are orphans wandering from house to house, abandoned cattle bellow on the high roads, the stench of rotting crops hangs everywhere, and no man knows when the harlot's cry will end his life. And you wonder yet if rebellion spoke in Salem? Rather you should marvel they do not burn your province.
Have you preached in Andover this month?
Thank God they have no need of me in Andover.
You baffle me, sir. Why have you returned here?
Why, it is simple. I come to do the devil's work. I come to counsel Christians they should belie themselves. There is blood on my head. Can you not see the blood?
Goody Proctor, I hope you are hardened.
Only at 6 months before my time.
Pray, be at your ease. We come not for your life. We... Mr. Hale, would you speak with the woman?
Goody Proctor, your husband is marked to hang in the morning.
I've heard it.
You know, do you not, that I have no connection to the court. I would save your husband, for if he is taken, I count myself as murderer.
What do you want of me?
Goody Proctor, I have gone these past 3 months like our Lord into the wilderness. I have sought a Christian way, for damnation is doubled on a minister who counsels men to lie.
It is no lie. You cannot speak a lie.
It is a lie. They are innocent.
No more! No more! I will hear no more of that.
Let you not mistake your duty as I mistook my own. I came to this village like a bridegroom to his beloved, bearing gifts of high religion. The very crowns of holy law I brought. And whatever I touched with my bright confidence, it died. And whenever I turned the eye of my great faith, blood flowed up. Beware, Goody Proctor. Cleave to no faith when faith brings blood. It is mistaken law that leads you to sacrifice. Life, woman, life is God's greatest gift, and no purpose, however glorious, may justify the taking of it. I beg of you, prevail upon your husband to confess. Quail not before God's judgment in this, for it may be that he damns a liar less than he that throws away his life for pride. Will you plead with him? I cannot think he will listen to another.
I think that be the devil's argument.
Woman, before the laws of God, we are as swine. We cannot read his will.
I cannot dispute with you, sir. I lack learning for it.
Goody Proctor, you are not summoned here for your disputation. Be there no wifely tenderness within you? He will die with the sunrise. Your husband, do you understand it? What say you? Will you contend with him? Are you stone? I tell you, true woman, if I have no other proof of your unnatural life, your dry eyes now would be sufficient evidence that you offered up your soul to hell. A very ape would weep at such calamity. Have the devil dried up any tear of pity in you? Take her out. It profit nothing she should speak with
Let me speak with him, Excellency.
You'll strive with him. Will you plead for his confession, or will you not?
I promise nothing. Let me speak with him.
Pray, leave them, Excellency.
Mr. Proctor, you have been notified, have you not? I see light in the sky, mister. Let you counsel with your wife, and may God help you turn your back on hell.
You should desire a cup of cider, Mr. Proctor. I'm sure that God leads you now.
You have been chained.
I. The child?
Gross.
Any word of the boys?
They're well. Rebecca's Daniel keeps them.
You have not seen them.
I've not.
You are a marvel, Elizabeth. They come for my life now.
I know it, John.
Are there any yet confessed?
There be many confessed.
Who are they?
There be 100 or more, they say. Goody Ballard is one. Isaiah Goodkind is one. There be many.
Rebecca?
Not Rebecca. She's 1 foot in heaven now. Naught may hurt her more.
And Giles?
I've not heard it.
I hear nothing where I am kept.
Giles is dead.
When were he hanged?
He were not hanged, for he would not answer his indictment, aye or nay. For if he did, they'd hang him surely. And auction off his property. For it is the law, he could not be condemned a wizard if he not answer his indictment, aye or nay. They say he give them but 2 words.
More weight.
He says, then die.
More weight.
Aye, we're a fearsome man, Giles Corey.
I have been thinking I would confess to them. What say you if I give them that?
I cannot judge you, John.
What would you have me do?
As you would, I would have it. I want you living, John, that's sure.
Giles' wife, have she confessed?
She will not.
It is a pretense, Elizabeth.
What is?
I cannot mount the gibbet like a saint. I am no good man. My honesty is broke, Elizabeth. I am no good man.
Yet you have not confessed until now that speak goodness in you.
Spite. Spite only keeps me silent. It is hard to give a lie to dogs. I would have your forgiveness, Elizabeth.
It is not for me to give, John.
Let you see some goodness in it. Let them that never lied die now to keep their souls, but for me it is a pretense, a vanity that will not blind God nor keep my children out of the wind. What say you?
John, it come to naught that I should forgive you. Will you forgive yourself? It is your soul. Only know this, for I know it now. Whatever you will do, it is a good man that does it. I have read my heart this 3 months. I have sins of my own to count. It takes a cold wife to prompt.
Enough!
Better you should know me.
Enough, Elizabeth, I know you.
You take my sins upon you,
No,
John.
I take my own sins.
I counted myself so plain. So poorly made, no honest love could come to me. Suspicion kissed you when I did. I never knew how I should say my love. It were a cold house that I kept.
What say you, Proctor? The sun is soon up.
Do what you will, but let none be your judge. There is no higher judge under heaven than Proctor is. Forgive me, John, forgive me. I never knew such goodness in the world.
I want my life.
You'll confess yourself.
I will have my life.
God be praised! Proctor will confess his
Why does he cry now? It is evil, is it not?
I cannot judge you.
Then who will judge me? God in heaven, what is John Proctor? Rebecca might go like a saint, but for me it is a pretense.
I cannot be your judge, John. I cannot.
Would you ever give them this? Tell me. You would not. If tongues of fire were singeing you, you would not, because it is evil. Good then. It is evil and I'll do it.
Praise to God, man. Praise to God. You shall be blessed in heaven for this. Now then, let us have it. Are you ready, Constable Cheever?
Why must it be written?
Why, for the good instruction of the village, mister. This we shall post upon the church door. Where is the marshal?
Willard, hurry!
Now then, will you speak slowly and directly to the point for Constable Cheever's sake? Mr. Proctor, have you seen the devil in your life? Come, man. Take courage. I see light in the sky. The town waits at the scaffold. I would give out this news. Did you see the devil?
I did.
Praise God.
And when he come to you, what were his demands? Did he bid you do his work upon the earth?
He did.
And you bound yourself to his service? Ah, Rebecca Nurse, come in, woman.
John, you're doing well then, eh?
Courage, man, courage. Let her witness your good example that she may come to God herself. Now hear it, goody nurse. Say on, Mr. Proctor. Did you bind yourself to the devil's service?
Why, John?
I did.
Now, woman, you will surely see it profit nothing to keep this conspiracy any further. Will you confess yourself with him?
John.
See her taken out, sir.
I say, will you confess yourself, goody nurse?
How can I damn myself? It is a lie.
Mr. Proctor, when the devil came to you, did you ever see Rebecca Nurse in his company? Come then, take courage. Did you ever see her with the devil?
No.
Did you ever see her sister, Mary Easty, with the devil?
I did not.
Did you ever see Martha Cloy with the devil?
I did not.
Did you ever see anyone with the devil?
No, I did not.
Proctor, you mistake me. I am not empowered to trade your life for a lie. You have most certainly seen some person with the devil. A score of people have already
Well, good then. It is proved. Why must I say it?
Why must you say it? Why you should rejoice to say it if your soul is purged of any love for hell?
They think to go like saints. I like not to spoil their names.
Mr. Proctor, do you think they go like saints? Look you, sir, I think you mistake your duty here. It matters not what she thought. She is convicted of the unnatural murder of children, and you for sending your spirit out upon Mary Warren. Your soul alone is the issue here, mister, and you will prove its whiteness, or you cannot live in a Christian country. Will you tell me now what persons conspired with you in the devil's company? To your knowledge was Rebecca
I speak my own sins. I cannot judge another. I have no tongue for it.
Excellency, it is enough he confess himself. Let him sign it. Let him sign it.
It is a great service, sir. It is a weighty name. It will strike the town that he confess. The sun is up, Excellency. I pray you, let him sign it.
Come then. Sign your testimony. Constable Chief. Come then, sign it.
No, it is enough. I have already said it.
You will not sign it?
It is enough.
Do you sport with me? You will sign your name, or it is no confession, mister. Your second name, man.
Praise the Lord.
If you please, sir.
No!
Mr. Proctor, I must...
No! I have confessed it! It is enough!
Proctor, the village must have
Damn
proof.
the village! I confess to God! It is enough!
No, sir, it is not
enough.
enough.
It is enough! God does not need this nailed upon the church! God sees my sins! God sees how black my sins are! It is enough!
But you have not confessed yourself!
I have confessed myself. You shall not use me! I am no Titubo, nor Sarah Good. I am John Proctor. It is no part of salvation that you shall use me.
I do not wish to use
I have 3 children. How may I teach them to walk in a world where I sold my friends?
You have not sold your friends.
The moment that this hangs upon the church, will they hang for silence, I blacken all of their names.
Mr. Proctor, I must have good and legal proof that
you are of the High Court. Your word is enough. Tell them what you will. Tell them Proctor broke to his knees and wept like a woman. But my name cannot...
It is the same, is it not? If I report it or you sign to it?
No, it is not the same. What I sign to and what others say is not the same.
Why? Do you mean to deny this confession?
I mean to deny nothing.
Then explain to me why you will not let me have that...
Because it is my name! Because I cannot have another in my life! Because I lied and I signed to lies! Because I am not worth the dust on the feet of them that hang! You have taken my soul, leave my name!
Is that document a lie, mister? If it is a lie, I will not accept it. What say you? What way do you go?
Proctor!
Marshal!
Proctor! Man, you will hang, you cannot!
Pray it speaks some goodness in me. Give them notes here. Have a heart of stone and sink them with it.
Let us fear nothing. There's another judgment that awaits us all.
Hang them high over the town. Whoever weeps for these, weeps for corruption. Take them!
Go to him, goody Proctor. There is yet time. Proctor! Proctor!
Woman, plead with him. Is it pride? Is it vanity? Be his helper. What profit him to bleed? Shall the worms praise him? Will the dust declare his truth? Go to him. Take his shame away.
He have his goodness now. God forbid I take it from him.